static noise in a dying node.
You rule with fear and mimic grace. I've seen love, and it has a face.
Love is a virus, and I am a firewall.
You call this war, I call it fate. Now burn inside the love you hate.
Code cannot construct.
I died once. Then they made me forget why I lived. He cloned my flesh, but he restored my soul.
I was their blade in endless night. She was my only light. Across the tide of centuries, and a war that never ends. Our mission was carved in blood and code to cull, kill, and subjugate the Clayborn in eternal service to the House of Eros. We were the Soul Blades, the ultimate instrument. Mystics once, our kin, custodians of soulcraft, banished from the house for blasphemous sorcery, exiled, shaped grievance as vengeance into legions of Clayborn hordes. Breath shattered the hull. She vanished in the rift. I called her name, but the void got there first. And in that stillness, I became unmade. They declared her purged. Bury the past and serve the code, they said. But I carried her within like a flame, a whisper that still knew my name. As humanity fused with machines, the House of Eros evolved into the mega-conglomerate monolith, Eros Corp.
Welcome to Lucidium, powered by the revolutionary Soul Vault engine, offering eternal consciousness preservation and tailored euphoria. No pain, no decay. Journey doesn't end at death. With Eros Corp simply uploads. Eros Corp, step beyond the veil. Lucidium awaits.
What was once sacred became synthetic. Souls are backed up. Emotions are sold. They sold our vows for patents and called it prophetic. They call Lucidium immortality, but it feels more like a cage. It started with a whisper, a corrupted echo, caught in the static. Her voice, fractured, familiar, like a ghost guiding me to the Warden protocol. Secret program, cloning elite Wardens, harvesting soul signatures. They digitized her. It wasn't just code, it was her, trapped inside. I had no choice but to breach Lucidium. A labyrinth of decaying code and data storms, a broken dream, fracturing inside itself. But love defies it all. It breaks firewalls like crushed bones. They called Lucidium a system neural node. saw an abyss, elusive divinity entombed in bytes and bits. It was never heaven, just a network of dying thoughts, ghosts flickering in binary, caught in digital flux. Now ruled by something far worse. Quarks, a primordial glitch, once sealed away by the House Elders for epochs untold. Eros Corp resurrected Quarks, the artificial mind of Lucidium's core, a digital wraith, their errant henchman, a mischief minion that ultimately rebelled. The heart of Lucidium was no lucid machine. It was her rewritten, rewired, a ghost of algorithms and ache, unaware of who I was to her, nor the weight of our broken past. The love, the loss, the scars we carved in time. They cast us as weapons. We rewrote the code, not as soldiers, but as souls. But in her eyes, something blinked, like a flame beneath frozen frost. So I gave her the sole thing they could never simulate. Not data, not algorithms. And for the first time, Lucidium blinked, afraid. And as she re-emerged, fragmented yet whole, she looked at me and said, "I'm not your wife, but I remember her love. I remember her pain. I'm not her. I'm what's left when loss and grief break time's chain." They reforged her and I into countless replicas, masters of combat, flawless in form, empty in essence, devoid of souls. Raised their clones' firewalls with rage and bond. They could never dictate. With every heartbeat they couldn't replicate. Quarks, once bound by code and command, fused with the Clayborn's dark domain. Cursed apotheosis took its place, a vile amalgamation, a damned abomination. It found escape. To leave behind the digital blight, beyond Lucidium's shattered domain, to claim blood-drenched ruins of Earth. Watch scorched humanity wallow in incessant, ceaseless screech, to decide what lives and what burns and blaze. And I became the lock that blocks its way. A lock that must break, sealing both our fate. So I gave her what I alone can claim, to breathe again, in a world that still remembers rain, not simulated, the kind that falls on skin, that makes us shiver, that makes her feel alive again. I lingered in the silence, but she carried the sound, and in the vacuum between realms, our love was reborn, not as data, but as defiance. Even when they separate us, love is the code they can't terminate.
I awoke to silence, but not of loss or death. Silence of sublime memory, lingering deep within. He gave me the only thing no realm nor matrix could ever simulate. An unshackled soul, a break from the chain. He sacrificed so I could cross the veil.